Mufussy and Galeer, the kings of the ring. Dropkick the Commute, we're just getting started still. Mufussy and Galeer.
Hello and welcome to Dropkick the Commute for August 29th, 2024. How are you, Mr. Galeer?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, bestie.
Hey.
I'm alright.
You're existing, and that's good.
Yeah, I'm alright. Bold of you to assume, honestly.
You're just present in the universe.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm chilling. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Outlaws. It's fun. Good game.
Oh yeah, is it out? Is it officially out now?
It's in early access. So if you bought the old Ultimate Edition or the Gold Edition, you can play it, but it officially comes out tomorrow.
So it's not like you're the only one who can play it now, right?
Right. Yeah,
So
people are playing
we're
it.
past that stage.
Yeah, we're
Okay, so
past
you're
that
not-
stage.
You're not special anymore.
No, not anymore.
Okay. Well, some might argue you never were.
That's true. Hundreds of people got a review copy, so really I'm not that special.
Really, you're just one in a few hundred.
That's true. Clear.
I was just like, yeah, you don't matter. And you're like, yeah.
It's true. Let's start off. We had some fun little exciting things from All In. We had a couple people message us on Instagram because they saw our Will Ospreay reel / TikTok, and we had some cool people. So Ben and Terry. Ben sent us a photo. Oh, this one was relating to the Okada sign, actually. Ben sent us a photo from All In that said, MJF likes his tea microwaved.
Diabolical.
So that was a goofy little one there. And then Terry, I'll make a little TikTok out of this, but Terry sent us some really dope entrances, specifically Will Ospreay's first, because he was right near the ramp. So he took a picture of Will Ospreay, like literally right next to him. On his way out, he was, just touching people's hands and stuff, leaving the arena, and so he's got a picture right there, but then he's got a couple of videos of his whole entrance, and it's fucking sick. And he's also got Bryan Danielson's entrance too, so cue the TikTok. Bam.
that people are just like, hey, I'm gonna send you this. Like we didn't ask, but like not in a bad way. Honestly, and if you have more, or if you ever have cool signs or cool like footage of like, whatever interactions with wrestlers, like
yeah, feel free to send us whatever from any shows that you go to or whatnot. I think it's really cool to see, those perspectives, because obviously we weren't at All In, but it's cool to see from the fan side and all that stuff. Right. So Ben and Terry, thank you so much for those. Really appreciate it. And then one more housekeeping thing. Today, a documentary series got announced that will be coming to Netflix on September 25th called Mr. McMahon. It is a 6-episode, 1 hour each series covering the rise and fall. I believe it's the tagline is Mastermind and Madman. So it's pretty sick. I'm really excited for this. Did you ever listen to Behind the Bastards? It's a podcast.
Behind the Bastards.
Yeah, it's this podcast that just covers really shitty people from history. A lot of times they do like military generals or like big corporation business leaders and just cover all the shitty stuff they did. And usually it's 1 episode per. But when they did their Vince McMahon little series, they made it 3 episodes. And it only covered up until like the late 90s.
Well, I was gonna say there's so much.
He is such a bastard, and
he's a historical. He's like the Chris Chan of wrestling.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
There's just so much.
There is a fuck ton, so I think this documentary series is going to be really great. It was originally supposed to come out at the end of 2021, and then they delayed it, and then all the other shit happened.
So do you think that stuff's...
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that's why?
Yeah, they added it in for sure. It's had a 4-year development cycle, so there's a fuck ton of stuff in there, man. I imagine the first episode's probably gonna be like his super early life, and then it's gonna go into all the stuff, because this man is diabolical. So really excited for that series. I think it's gonna fuck really dope.
Yeah, it'll be a good watch. And all I can say is I hope that man doesn't get a lick of money from it.
No, he won't. Imagine if they interview him. They won't. But that would be crazy. What a twist.
They sit him down.
What a reveal. So, Mr. McMahon, why did you do this? He's like, that was alleged. You're fired.
Yeah.
So usually on the later in the week episodes, we cover Raw, but Galeer actually went to Raw and recorded an episode by himself. So go check that out if you haven't already. Very good episode of Raw. Very cool to be at. Very excited that you went.
Yeah. What'd you think? What was your peak?
Big Bronson Reed.
Really?
That was fun. But yeah, also the match with I believe you highlighted this specifically, was the Miz, Pete Dunne, and fucking...
Oh, dude, that match was Xavier. It was killer.
Yeah, that shit was
like,
that was good.
That like had me the most invested, I think.
Yeah, it was really great.
And also the Bronson Reed one was, I'd never seen. It's just an arena filled with people all staring at a screen and screaming.
Yeah.
It was good. We had some good neighbors too. We had some good friends around us. So
that's good. I feel like you've had good experiences for the most part when you go.
Yeah, mostly positive. I will say, people will go to great lengths to get right up close. I.e. the belt signer people.
Yeah.
I won't bash you for wanting to get your belt signed, but also remember that
they're human
beings. These wrestlers just fucking put on a show for you for like 3 hours. Let them go to their hotel. Don't follow them.
Yeah.
Don't bug them.
They're literally leaving work and just trying to chill.
Yeah, right.
You know,
if their windows are if their windows are up, chances are they would like to avoid interaction with people.
Right.
I give them props too for being like good sports about it and signing a couple of autographs. But please don't just go take the autographs and sell them on eBay.
Yeah.
I don't know. As much as I wanted to go up to their car and be like, "Hey, great job," or like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you,"
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, I don't know.
Just let him be. Let him chill. Let's start off with NXT. I feel like it wasn't a super crazy episode, but we did get some developments here. It's the episode before No Mercy, so I wasn't really expecting it to be fucking insane, but we did get some cool developments. We had a really good, like, Wes Lee video package. I thought it was really good. I thought it was fun. Covering literally everything. Literally everything you need to know about Wes Lee before No Mercy. And it really built him up and kind of added... I thought it added to the heel work of it. It gave him a little bit of heat from this. It's just really good. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Wesley is like the guy.
Yeah.
He held it down. Everyone was excited when he showed up. He held it down for a few years with the tag belt, and then he held it down for like another 2 years with the whole North American Championship. I think Vic Joseph said greatest North American champion of all time. I'm inclined to agree. He's just that dude. And his former brothers from the Rascals too are very decorated.
Bringing out my zone so I don't quit.
But yeah, this if you didn't know who Wesley was, this was your crash course on him. And then they also got a face-to-face later in the evening, and it was just a lot of why, a lot of screaming, a lot of how could you have done this. And
that was your brother, Anakin.
Right, exactly. Same thing. So, first time ever they face against each other after being a tag team for like 10 years, 9 or 10 years. And they're facing off at No Mercy.
Yeah, so that's pretty hype. I think No Mercy is going to go hard. We also haven't talked about how they're making the swap to the CW soon, and they are doing 2 like on the road shows, which is really exciting. One's going to be in St. Louis, and the other is going to be in Chicago.
And it's not in Boston, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's very sad. But CM Punk and Randy Orton are going to their respective cities for those shows, so that'll be exciting to see what we get from them. I really love NXT in front of an arena crowd when they get to do it. It's nice to have it in the NXT environment, but it is good. It's like a nice little treat when they get to go into an arena. So,
right, yeah, it's like they're actually performing in front of like big crowds.
Yeah,
the CW premiere is gonna go hard.
Yeah,
a lot of people speculating if Joe Hendry's gonna be the champ going into this CW nonsense.
Yeah, especially with what got set up here. Ethan Page was like, Ava, you don't want your NXT title to go on to a random outsider, do you? Like, this is bullshit. You don't want that. You surely don't want that. And she's like, you know what I do want? I want you to leave my office so I can get some paperwork together and figure this shit out. And he's like, okay. And Joe Hendry does his concert, singing about Ethan Page, showing some risque pictures of Ethan Page on the screen. Crowd's going nutty. They love the Joe Hendry concert. Ethan Page comes out. He's like, all right, that's enough. You're a piece of shit. You're dumb. You're going to lose, and you shouldn't have this match in the first place because you don't belong here. And, they're doing their thing. Ava comes out, and she goes, Ethan, I want to talk to you about that, actually. Hey, since you pissed off all the referees and all this stuff, we're going to have a special guest referee. Whoop that trick. He comes out. Trick Williams is the special guest referee for Ethan versus Joe Hendry at No Mercy.
Yeah. I like this.
I like it too. I like it too. I feel like it's a good way to put it on Joe Hendry. It gives it a little bit of story there. It's like, okay, you know, Joe Hendry is strong and he definitely could win the title, like, you know, clean. But this is like, it adds to that story a little bit. So it's not like, okay, NXT's giving him the title. It's like he took it because he was like in cahoots with Trick or whatever, you know? So we'll see how the match goes, but.
That being said, here's why I don't think he'll win.
Okay.
I think Trick's gonna obviously ref in favor of Joe Hendry. And just when you think Joe Hendry's gonna win it, Pete Dunne is gonna take Trick out of the match. I think Pete Dunne's gonna take Trick out of the match, and it'll be the right opportune moment for Ethan Page to get some shenanigans.
No, that's
get some shenanigans off. And
that's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, just as unfortunate as it is that I do think put the belt on Joe Hendry, it would be huge, and it would catapult NXT as a product.
You've been flip-flopping here. You've been flip-flopping here. What's going on? Every episode you're saying something different.
I know, because I don't like it in the first place.
So what are you leaning towards now? You're leaning towards giving it to Joe Hendry?
No, I'm leaning towards, I know they're going to give it to, it's going to be Ethan Page.
But you... Yeah.
I don't like Ethan Page. He's such a baby of a champion. He's just like, there's like heel champions, and then there's Ethan Page, who's like sitting there and he's like, oh, what if I fucking get suspended? Then I can't go to the pay-per-view. I don't know, man. He's just kind of coming out into the concert and he's like, it's a little laughable. It's a little laughable, yeah. And like in that same vein though, Joe Hendry's a comedy act too, in some ways. So,
yeah, that's true. You're not wrong.
But I think he's just more believable of a champion because people know who he is.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man.
I feel like a good, like it. You expressed some concern about like tossing the title around. I feel like it would not lose any, like, because I agree, if it gets tossed around a fuck ton, and yeah, it's pointless, whatever. But I think if it goes to Joe Hendry, I think this would be a good opportunity for Trick to get it back, who like should be the champion in the first place right now. So I don't know. I think it could go either way, but I think exactly what you said is very likely because we've seen that scenario from WWE so many times, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. And again, the reason I'm just so back and forth on it is because I think the decision to put it on Ethan Page in the first place was a bad one.
Was goofy, yeah.
I don't know. It gives him heat, but it's at what cost when... Like I don't believe him, man. I don't believe him. And his only title defense has been against Oro Mensah.
Yeah.
You know, and no, that's no shade to Oro, but he's like, Oro's a mid-carder.
Right.
And I guess in the same logic, Ethan Page is kind of a mid-carder too. And he hasn't like felt elevated in that respect. I think Trick lost the championship too soon. But I can see your side of things, putting it on Joe Hendry to give it, you know, just to maybe say they did it, but I'm not crazy on any of it, really.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to see what happens, but at the end of this, too, we had a funny moment where he did the, what's his finishing move called? The choke slam?
The standing ovation.
The standing ovation, right. So he did a standing ovation to Ethan Page. Trick counted 3, and the bell rang, and he held up the NXT title and waved it from side to side.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was a good little segment there. So that's pretty exciting. I think it's going to be a really good No Mercy match. So We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, 100%. People are gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I will too. We also had the NXT debut of Rosemary from TNA.
Woohoo! Yes, this was so cool.
Wendy Chu did a little thing. She's like, "Oh, you don't want to mess with who I'm bringing to NXT." And Kalani Jordan's like, "Who is it? Tell me, dumb bitch." And then Rosemary comes out, and the crowd freaked out. Like it was a good reception for Rosemary.
Big pop for Rosemary. I was not expecting that kind of pop, but it was cool, and it makes sense. They're both kind of weird.
Yeah.
Supernatural-ish wrestlers.
Yeah.
I didn't know Wendy Chu was facing Kalani Jordan, but
yeah. So she beat Kalani Jordan, beat Rosemary, and then Wendy Chu came out and attacked her, and that's the match that we're gonna see at No Mercy, I believe, is Wendy Chu versus Kalani. So obviously Kalani's gonna win. Kalani's gonna go over, retain, and yeah, I mean, I don't mind her as the Women's North American Champion. Like we've talked about already, I think she's good. She's just gotta keep proving herself and hold on to it.
I think she's good. I wish she would have put Rosemary over a little more.
So the attack more, or getting freaked out, right? Okay.
Yeah, just like I would have even. I don't know. I feel like she could have looked tougher coming out of the match.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool to kind of like present some kind of struggle, but she makes it out in the end. Maybe that's what we'll get with the Wendy Chu match, but yeah. It'll be a good match though. Wendy Chu's really good too.
Let me pull up the match card and we'll do some No Mercy predictions here.
I think what we should do like add up all the pay-per-view predictions from this weekend.
Okay.
And that'll be
we'll combine them all. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, we have two pay-per-views this weekend. We have Bash in Berlin and No Mercy. I will be missing both of them, so I'm gonna have to catch up. All right, so the No Mercy card. These will be our official predictions for the DTC Intercontinental. We're gonna combine this with the other ones from Bash in Berlin at the end of the show. Well, we can just make that whole segment here, so because we're not really going to be talking about any more WWE stuff, so let's combine the Bash in Berlin predictions with this right now, and that's what we'll get. So we have the first match on the card. We have a grudge match between Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz. Then NXT Tag Champ Chase U versus Fraxium. For the North American Championship, Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo. Shout out Obafemi, by the way. You've liked our Instagram reel, so thank you so much.
It's true. Also, shout out Do we shout out Mr.
Kennedy? Yeah, Ken Anderson. Thank you so much. Very epic.
He was probably just like scrolling and didn't like. He was just, okay, like next.
Yeah, right. Both of them, honestly. Obafemi's sleep just woke up from his sleep and was on his phone. Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu, Roxanne versus Jada Parker, and Ethan Page and Joe Hendry. First match.
Wes Lee,
got him.
Yeah.
Next match.
Chase U.
Yeah. That's what I have.
We're gonna have all the same ones, I think.
Maybe the last one will be different. I've got Obafemi.
Yep.
Kalani Jordan.
Yep.
Roxanne.
Yep.
And Joe Hendry.
And Ethan Page. One thing I do want to point out real quick. They had a backstage interview with Jada Parker. I forgot to mention this.
Yeah.
There was a backstage interview, and then Roxanne took over the interview, basically saying, your story is the same story as every person that's challenged me for this championship so far, and like you're no different. I'm the prodigy, and I'm gonna kick your ass. And then Jada Parker slapped her so hard.
Yeah, dude.
It was nasty. And then she looked over, clearly talking to somebody, and was like, "Oh, you're here."
Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, who is that? Who do you think?
I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
think
Stephanie
Julia.
Vaquer or Julia. Julia's more than likely. Yeah, it's Julia.
Because I think Vaquer is like having some visa or travel issues, if I remember correctly.
Typical. Fuck the U.S. immigration system. It's broken.
Yeah.
So broken. All
What are
right.
you gonna do? Huh?
Bash and Berlin
anyways.
predictions. Here we go. We've got the Women's Tag Championship match. Unholy Union versus Bianca and Jade. Strap match, CM Punk and Drew. Mixed tag match, Liv and Dom versus Rhea and Damian. World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther and Randy Orton. And then WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. So, I've got the Unholy Union, and I hate that I have that answer.
I hate that too.
Did you pick Bianca and Jade?
I got Bianca Jade.
All right, so that will be a
I'm
deciding
holding
one.
out. I'm holding out for my queens.
I do not have faith that they will book the Women's Tag Championship well.
Well, that's okay.
And
Because you're probably right.
it's no... I have nothing wrong with the Unholy Union. They're both, like, pretty decent wrestlers. They're good, you know. Just the situation brought upon them. And the way that it's being booked. And the way that the Women's Tag Championships have always been booked.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
It sure is.
Strap match, I got CM Punk.
Yeah, I got Punk.
All right. Mixed tag match, I have Rhea and Damian.
Terror Twins, baby.
Yeah, you got it too?
Yeah.
World Heavyweight, I've got Gunther.
Yep. Same.
And then WWE, I got Cody.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So
so
our deciding
really,
factors will be Joe Hendry and Ethan Page and the Unholy Union versus Bianca and Jade.
I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna win. Or it's gonna be a fucking tie again.
Yeah, probably. You'll get lucky. You'll.
I'll get lucky with Joe Hendry. I'm telling you, I feel it in my bones. Put the man
We'll see
over.
about that.
So those are our
gotta,
official predictions for this weekend. So let us know your predictions down below. Do you like that?
OMG. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna run in a Petco real quick. All right.
All right, let's hop over to AEW. Galeer, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are they making Jack Perry go for the title?
I don't know. I can't seem to wrap my head around it. You know, it'd be cool.
They have a whole fucking roster of people that they don't use, and they're making a champion go for a championship when
Yeah, dog,
Darby is the #1 contender, but they're saving that for fucking Grand Slam or whatever.
Oh my God!
Why
wait a
would
sec.
you not make that just the next thing instead
Wait a
of
sec.
waiting for Grand Slam? Just
Wait
make
a sec.
Darby go for it.
What if Jack Perry wins, and then they have Jack Perry versus Darby Allin rematch at Grand Slam?
And so Danielson's just a transitional champion. Danielson did a whole promo. He's like, I'm not going anywhere until I lose this goddamn title, and I'm gonna fight for it. And then
I'm gonna win.
And anyone who wants the title, come and get it. And then Jack Perry's like, hey, Brian, I'm coming. And then he attacks him from behind. And
Why
then
was he like
holds up,
kind of British?
and then he holds up both titles like fucking Roman Reigns in the same position. And he's
That
like,
ain't
goo goo
happening.
gaga.
That ain't happening.
Why though? Of all that, you have like 85 fucking wrestlers.
You know who would have been a great first challenger for Danielson?
Claudio.
No, because Claudio's also holding a championship, you dingus. And so
Fuck.
is Pac, who's
Well, that
challenging
was-
for the international.
See, okay. Here's what they should
No,
have done.
don't make an exception.
No.
Don't make an exception because they're in a tag
I
team.
forgot. I'm going to be honest. I genuinely forgot they won the Trios ladder match. I forgot.
Okay, all right.
But I They should have done what you said originally, made Claudio win the Royal Rampage, make it so the Royal Rampage is just #1 contender. I don't know why it has to specifically be at fucking Grand Slam. Just make it for #1 contender and then be like, hey, here I come.
Yeah. No, this was fucking stupid. You know who would have been a good challenger?
Who?
Moxley, who just came back.
Oh, yes.
You know who would have been a good challenger? You probably could have given us Roddy Strong versus Danielson. Roddy Strong's at a point where I feel like he could challenge for it. You could have given, dude, I don't fucking know. Literally anyone. What percent of the roster is champions? Not a big one, that's for sure.
There's so many people. So many people.
You could have done a totally separate World Championship match. You could have done a totally separate TNT Championship match. Why are we pushing this idea? Why are we like dancing around this idea of having so many double champions at the same time?
I don't know. I hate it.
I hate it too, dude. And I really don't know. The only, maybe I could entertain like, no, I don't even know. I was gonna say maybe I could entertain Darby costing Jack Perry the title, but like, it looks like he's gonna be doing a program with Mox.
Right. I am angry because All In was such a special show.
Yeah, like how are we?
So
I'm not gonna write off that it was a good episode of Dynamite, but like, we came from an awesome show
to the same shit happening.
Why? Yeah, why are we like we're regressing?
Yeah, it's every pay-per-view is good, and then they come back to their weekly show, and it's just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, dog.
Like there were definitely good parts of Dynamite. It was not a bad episode, but like, fuck. The big thing outweighs the bad. Or the good, I mean.
It sucks too, because like, I feel like it made such a really good segment that a lot of people were looking forward to. It just kind of diminished that.
Right.
Because it literally could have been anyone. He was like, he basically threw out an open challenge, and it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, I'm already seeing people online that are like, don't get mad about Jack Perry. He's a good wrestler. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler, dude.
Yeah, no, he's a great wrestler.
Jack Perry is very much up there. That's why he's a champion. Like, we've recognized that. But it could have been literally anyone else.
Yeah.
And anyone else who's not a champion, and that would have been fine. You could have, honestly, very honestly, you could have thrown fucking, like, Kyle Fletcher in there. You could have thrown
fucking Takeshita in there, dude.
Takeshita, MJF, fucking put Dante Martin. Like, I don't know.
The thing is, too, it's an open challenge. So literally, that opens it up even further than, like...
I feel like the open challenge is supposed to be an opportunity for maybe someone to get over a little more. I don't think Jack Perry needs to get more over.
Right.
But what do I know, huh?
Yeah, we don't own a wrestling company. We don't know anything. We're just two guys with a microphone, and many people think we're fucking idiots. So
yeah, it's fine.
But you know, that's the one big downside of Dynamite. But let's talk about some of the positives of Dynamite. Mox opened the show. New music. I guess that's his NJPW theme. I didn't know that.
Oh. Well, I like it. It's very fitting.
Yeah, I do too. I like it a lot. He comes out and he like is walking around, and then he gets in the ring, and then he like goes to leave, but Tony Schiavone's like, "Wait, I gotta go talk to him. Someone give me a mic." And he like gets up and runs out there, and he's like, Mox, where you been, old pal?" He's like, "Where you been, buddy?" And he's like, "I've been doing a lot of thinking, and Darby, I gotta talk to you, but you're not here tonight, but I gotta talk to you, Darby." And he's like, "Oh, and one more thing." And he like looks at Tony Schiavone and speaks into the mic, and he goes, This is gonna take a while for all you to wrap your brains around this. But this is not your company anymore. And then he walks away. And it's like,
Finally.
huh? Not your
Heel
company
Mox,
anymore.
baby.
What did you
They
say?
tried doing heel Mox for a minute when
Yeah.
he was in the BCC, and it didn't really work. I think people will just cheer for Moxley no matter what.
Yeah, I think so.
But this is like, his vibes are strange.
Yeah. A lot of
His
people immediately said, oh my god, Shane McMahon.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people said, oh my god, this is building to Shane McMahon to come out
How?
and be like, because it's not your company anymore. Who's he talking to? Yeah. He's like, it's not your company anymore. So people are like, oh, is he talking to Tony Khan? Like, because he knows Tony Khan's in Shivani's ear? Is he talking to Tony Khan? Not your company anymore? Is Shane coming in and fucking stuff up? I don't think that's the case.
I was gonna say, I think that's too, I think we're reading too much into that.
Yeah, I'm kind of interpreting it as, and especially with, you know, what's her face? Marina
Shafir.
Marina Shafir.
Yep, you got it. Sound it out.
She came out and attacked people as well, so she's like aligned herself with Mox. I think who he's talking to and referring to is like the EVPs. So I think he's gonna like form a faction, and then they're gonna, you know, go after the EVPs or something, shit like that. Or maybe not even that. Maybe he's just trying to put the whole locker room on notice. Like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm back. I'm taking over.
Yeah, I don't really know where it's going.
But he did say it's going to take a while for us to wrap our brains around it. And it certainly will. So
He didn't really take a whole lot of time off.
no, he didn't.
I feel like everyone was kind of like, oh, finally, Mox gets to take some time off, because every time he tried to, some bullshit happened, and they put the interim belt on him.
Yeah, he took a couple months off, which, you know, maybe he needed it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
for sure. I just felt like it was very short. For
Yeah. But yeah, Mox is back, aligned himself with Marina Shafir. What? Fuck me.
Yeah, no, you had it the first time.
Marina Shafir?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I got it. Aligned himself with her, so allegedly, well, assumingly rather, not allegedly. Assumingly, we're gonna see a new faction be built up here.
Allegedly.
And that's really exciting. Good stuff from Mox. Good to see.
Yeah, we're back.
Hangman and Ishii had a pretty good match. There was a scary spot here.
Fire.
Did you see the scary part?
Oh, where Ishii got dropped on his head?
Ishii dropped Hangman on his head, yeah. It was like, oh, God.
They both dropped each other on their heads.
Oh, did that happen too?
Yeah, dude, he dropped fucking Ishii on his head, and his feet were on the ropes, so he just, like, was suspended in that position for, like, a good 10 seconds. He was just on the top of his head.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was talking about the Hangman one. It looked like he almost fucking broke Hangman's neck, dude. It was like...
Yeah, I think I missed that one.
Yeah, that was towards the end there. Yeah, it was a good match, though, and right after the Swerve came out, and it's just staring at Hangman. They almost kissed. You know, they're all pissed off. Hangman's like, you are a piece of shit! And, you know, they were yelling at each other, and they, in a very exciting announcement, are going to be in a steel cage match at All Out next weekend.
It's true.
So that's gonna go hard.
It's gonna be a good match for them, and I feel like it's so funny that Hangman is the heel, because Hangman's right. Like, if anything, Hangman at heart is the good guy.
Yeah.
Right? And he started as the good guy. Like, Swerve broke into his home and like you know, went to his baby and fucking messed with his home and his family. Like, if anything, Swerve's the bad guy, but we've just completely flipped now, and like Tony Schiavone's like, you would think he would have gotten over it by now, and it's like, what? Dog, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
But if people are booing him and cheering Swerve, which is it's just so funny, and like I'm not mad about it. It's just funny because it should be the other way around.
Yeah, it should, but you know, morally, it's like, oh my god, Hangman's so mad. Like, yeah, dude, Swerve broke into his house.
Everybody wanted, though.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's gonna end their feud. I think we'll probably get this, maybe get one more.
I think we'll get more than one more. This is the feud that you have mentioned many times. This is the Randy Orton Edge. It's the John Cena Edge.
I still think it should have been Hangman at All In.
And Swerve. You know, it's good stuff.
But, you know, should have been Hangman at All In.
It should have. But we digress. It wasn't. We didn't get our wishes, but it's okay. MJF. Oh no, let me talk about the learning tree.
Oh god.
Dude. There was a backstage segment.
Hey, I'm gonna say it.
What?
I might be over it.
Oh, you're over the learning tree?
I'm seeing the. I'm like riding off in the sunset. I'm starting to see the horizon.
That's okay.
It's almost run its course for me.
But
I know it's run its course for a lot of people, but it's like, we're almost done here. I'm almost done.
It has, but you have to admit, he stared at the camera with that dumb smile for like 2 minutes while everyone else was talking.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
she said, Chris, I gotta ask you. And then he slowly puts his hand up, holds it there, and then goes, "Hi, guys!" And the crowd fucking cackled, dude. It was very funny.
It is. It's funny.
Yeah, I'm over it too. Like, I'm like, we don't need as much as we get from this, but I don't know. It makes me chuckle. So,
I will say, dude, Big Bill is where it's at.
Big Bill's the best part.
He is over as hell with every crowd. He is over as hell.
Yeah.
He's just, dude. Cardiff loved him. His fucking Champagne.
Cardiff
Illinois
made him
crowd
babyface.
Yeah, dude, and I love that, and I think he's as much as you know we have bashed Chris Jericho in the past. He has helped him and Ricky Starks too.
Yep.
Almost a year ago now, they both helped make Big Bill more of a character that you want to see every week.
Yeah. He seems like a cool dude, you know? I get like good vibes from Big Bill.
Yeah, he just seems like a fun guy. His story's really good too. Like I know you didn't watch wrestling, but like he used to be in WWE as Big Cass.
Okay.
And like go watch like some Big Cass promos. Him and Enzo were a tag team, and they were like hella over with the crowd.
Oh, that's cool.
And then but his story's really cool. He had a lot of like alcohol, like substance abuse type issues that he recovered from.
Yeah.
And then he looked a lot less shredded than he does now. I'll say that. He like looks fantastic now.
That's good.
Compared to that.
It's good to see people recover.
Big love to Big Bill. And I will say too that that like all-star tag team match was pretty good.
Yeah.
I those are either hit or miss for me, because most times it feels like they're just doing it to shove a bunch of dudes in a match.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah. Chris Jericho, you know, Renee asked Chris Jericho about Hook, and he said, Hook, he's only the champion because he listened to the Learning Tree's lessons. So congrats. I'm the longest reigning ever for the world champion in history. Congrats, Hook. Good job listening to all my lessons. So proud of you. So a little goofy there. MJF came out for a promo. MJF. My name's Jeff. MJF came out for a promo.
Serious.
He was all mad and serious. He's like, I am in tremendous pain. He doesn't
abandoned America, dude.
He doesn't have a neck brace, but he has tape, so I'll take it. You know, it works.
Yeah. I'll take the tape. It's more realistic, honestly.
As you said, he abandoned America. He denounced his American citizenship and said the only place in America that matters for him is Long Island, New York.
Well, yeah.
He hates America now. That gimmick is done. And
I was curious because, like, he came out and I was like, no America stuff. I was like, was that it?
Yeah.
But honestly, the payoff was a lot better because it was just kind of like he just totally fucking flipped.
Yeah.
180. I hate America. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Daniel Garcia.
You know what? He's so real for that.
He is. You know, I kind of align with him more.
I kind of like MJF, you guys.
he's a good guy.
He's kind of got a point.
Daniel Garcia came out and said this was building up their match at All Out. He challenged him to a match, and he said, "Ruining your life is my fetish. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to kick your ass," basically. And then he threw the mic from the ring. MJF was standing at the top of the ramp. He threw the mic from the ring, and it clonked to MJF in the dome, bro.
This guy, he's got a good arm.
Yeah, damn good arm. So, you know, that match is going to go really hard. So that's 2 matches for All Out already announced.
Yeah, dude.
The cage match and this match. So, pretty good.
And we have Pac and Ospreay.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Pac and Ospreay.
This was my favorite segment of the night.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I love Daniel Garcia, and I'm so happy to see him back. And again, I really hope he like stays, because I think the AEW fans love him, and I think he's getting, like, even though you wrote him off TV for like a month, he's getting booked really well.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
And he is one of those guys who I think is a future international champion, if not a future world champion.
Yeah, I can agree.
At several years down the line, I think he can do it, because he's young and he's a very good wrestler, and that's what AEW loves.
Yeah.
So, you could have Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson. Goddamn, they've put on bangers before.
Yeah, well, in that case, though, he's got this feud with MJF, so maybe someday.
It's true.
We had 2 celebration ceremonies, kind of. So the first one was a party for Mercedes, and Okada was back there, and they were doing CEO, and Okada goes, "Oh, dream come true."
I actually popped when Okada showed up, because Isaiah Cassidy was trying to put the moves on Mercedes, and he goes, you know, I know you're recently single, like I'm single. You're wearing red, which is the color of love. Like,
Yeah.
he was looking at Mark Quinn, and he was like, "Hey, yo, let me cook. Watch this." And Mercedes was just kind of, whatever. I honestly thought, like, I don't know, I thought she was gonna like whoop him or something, but then Okada shows up and he's just like, "Hey,
Back off.
and Mercedes goes, "How do you say, what was it, bye, bitch?"
Yeah,
in Japanese?
yeah.
And he whispers, and she's like, "Sayonara, bitch."
Yeah.
And then, they do the CEO dance, and Okada, made it rain in his pants, as a famous commenter once said.
It's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then the second celebration, which kind of happened, but not really. Mariah May came out. We were supposed to have a big ceremony, and she's like, "I'm not going to do my ceremony in this town. It's disgusting." And she goes, "But you know what I will give you?" And she takes off her rope, and the crowd's like, "Ah!" Like, oh my God. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a lady who covered up a guy's eyes with her sign, and it was very funny. And it made Excalibur break. And he like lost his shit for a second, and he's like, "Well, that's something you don't see every day."
Yeah, no, and she was feeling up Shivani. Shivani was getting all hot and bothered.
Yeah. He was like, "Ooh."
Mariah May is my champion.
Mariah May,
That's a woman.
you're great. You're great, Mariah.
We're big fans.
Big fans, huge fans. I might lose my shit. Good stuff. And then lastly, let's talk about Ricochet's debut match.
Woohoo!
What'd you think?
I thought it was a great match, and I thought Kyle Fletcher was a great opponent for him in his first one-on-one match. Kyle Fletcher rules. I can't believe people, like, There are people out there that think he's bad, dude. Kyle Fletcher, incredible wrestler. Has been.
Yeah.
Has been for a while. To say he is a bad wrestler is probably one of the most delusional things you can say. The guy is built like a wrestler. He's skilled, he's technical, he's strong. Like, the proof is right there. You cannot tell me otherwise. Him and Ricochet put on a fantastic match, which, I mean, you can say, I guess it is, you consider it the main event of the night. It was the last match.
Yeah, it was.
It was very good, almost 20-minute match.
Very
I'm so
fast-paced and good stuff. Ricochet, he's got a different presence, and he looks happy because he's actually in a 20-minute match instead of, you know...
Well, that's when, yeah.
Even
like,
not on speed. When he was on Raw, they would put him in, like, you know, 5-minute matches, short matches, so...
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? Like, they weren't using him.
And now he's here, and it's great.
Yeah.
And he's doing the stuff that not a lot of people, you know, didn't get to see from him.
Yeah, and he mentioned that in a video package too. He was like, you know, I'm gonna show you the Ricochet that I've wanted to show people for a long time. So it really builds into that, and he you know, I don't know. I'm still nervous about like booking, but right now we're off to a good start. I know we've only had one match, but like they're showing like he is a good addition to the roster.
Yeah.
So hopefully this keeps up, you know, hopefully it doesn't like die off. And
it's a very valid concern.
Yeah.
As we've seen many a talent get buried here.
Yeah.
And all I can say is I think Ricochet's doing the wrestling that he's wanted to do for so many years, and
right.
I think that's right at this point, that's just like all he could really ask for.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he probably wants to get, you know, booked better, but like, I don't know, at the very least he's putting on fucking great matches and not, you know, not just being remembered for like the one
highlights.
spot with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And like WWE speed. Like, unfortunately, that's like our most recent memories of him.
Yeah.
He tagged with Braun Strowman for like 2 years.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
So weird.
But,
yeah, now he's actually like in good. Hopefully, gonna be in a lot of like decent matches that we can look at and be like, "Damn, this guy's crazy," you know.
Yeah. Shit.
Right after the match, Ricochet standing in the ring. Will Ospreay's music hits. He comes out, and then Pac, like a little gremlin, sneaks up behind him, fucking like Hurricane Rana's him from behind. And just fucking destroys Will Ospreay, dude.
On the stage, too.
On the stage.
This was disgusting.
It was crazy. And Pac's like, hey, Willie boy, little Billy, don't forget about me, pal. You're not facing Ricky yet.
Yeah, and he said, like, Ricochet, he's mine. And it's funny, too, because it's like, coming into AEW, everyone's like, okay, Ricochet, Will Ospreay, the rematch.
Yeah.
And so that's the tease we got, but it's like, not quite yet. You gotta deal with it first.
Yeah.
Pac was the very first All Atlantic champion, which soon got changed to the International Championship.
Oh, okay.
So, fun little tidbit there. I would love to see him hold it again, but obviously Will Ospreay just won. That's not going to happen yet.
Yeah.
Pac is also one of my favorite wrestlers ever. He's actually the very first wrestling shirt I bought was Adrian Neville, which is what his name in WWE was.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like the ugliest shirt ever. Like, it was just like this ugly shade of purple. I love purple. It's one of my favorite colors. Shout out to purple. No shade to anyone who likes purple. But this was like, I don't know. This shirt wasn't it, but apparently I thought it was.
It was like, was it like
2014.
purple and it just like had his render on it or something?
Probably. Probably. I honestly don't. I just remember it being purple.
That's funny.
But yeah, the dude can wrestle a good match. Him and Ospreay are gonna fucking shred. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
But
banger.
he is also a trios champion, and that makes me very angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can they remedy this problem? Find out in the next one.
Patriarchy should have just kept. They should have retained.
Patriarchy should have just kept it. I wonder why they put him on.
I
Those
don't know.
guys. Maybe it was to have them like stand as champions with Danielson, but I don't know. I don't think it was.
It's just popped into my head. There's 3 people going for the world title right now.
Darby, Christian, Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Fatal 4-way. Book it.
Book it. Have it at a Grand Slam. Gets rid of all your problems.
I don't like the looming. I guess it creates the intrigue of like, oh, he could maybe lose it to this guy, or lose it to this guy, or it creates the sort of what am I trying to say? Like, just the idea of these matches that we've wanted to see.
Right.
But I don't like the idea of multiple threats. I feel like that was also kind of what was happening to MJF when he was world champion, because he had like Samoa Joe after him and he had Jay White after him.
That's true.
And, you know, I liked that one just a little bit better because at least it made sense in the sense that like Joe was like, oh, if I help you, you got to give me a world title shot after your match with Jay White.
Right.
I wasn't crazy about that whole program, but regardless, I don't like this one because it just feels like sporadic. Like Darby's challenging. When is it? Like end of September is Grand Slam?
I think so.
And then Christian could just be at any point, and then Jack Perry's this weekend. And then it's like, well, I guess after Jack Perry, then it's when we start building towards Darby, maybe. But it's like, what's also going on with him and Mox? Is that going to connect to the story with Darby and Bryan? Because Bryan and Mox are in the Blackpool Combat Club. Is the Blackpool Combat Club still like a thing? You know, there's so many, like, it's that problem we see in AEW where there's so many, like, interwoven things. We don't have the full story on Moxley's new, whatever this is, but,
Yeah.
you know, you could run into that problem really easily.
Yeah. And it's just so messy. You know?
Yeah.
We,
But it's great when the pay-per-views happen. They all come together so nicely.
right, somehow, and then it's like, what? Break up again. I don't know. It's whack. But we have lots of wrestling coming up. As always, we have some guests coming up. We have lots of fun stuff happening.
Tons.
Tons.
It's very true.
So-
Yeah, we're both going to be on vacation this weekend.
Yes.
And I don't know when I'm going to have time to watch these videos.
I don't either.
Because I would like to, I would like to ideally watch all of them, including the Impact one. They got Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander Iron Man match. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
60-minute. Yeah,
And the X Division match.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's gonna
Lots of
be
stuff.
wild. But point being, we're gonna be away, so we might come back and we might be scrambling a little bit. We'll find out.
Yeah, and you will find out on the next video.
That's right.
Beep, beep.
Dropkick the commute, shining bright in the night. Join the conversation.